All right. All right. Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome to the Alignable Microsoft Productivity Power Hour. Today is January 7th, so let's begin. To give everybody an overview again of what this group is about, the Alignable Microsoft Productivity Power Hour is a technical learning community where we'll have events where we'll learn about Microsoft and Office 365, all the components therein, like OneDrive for business, SharePoint, Microsoft Teams, Office, Microsoft Forms, and then some related tech around Power Apps, Power Automation, and possibly even some Power BI. These sessions will be from the perspective of the end user as well as the business owner, but we'll also be showing some things that would be for that citizen developer. So we'll show some light development as we did for the last couple of sessions, and we will be continuing that on. These learning sessions are interactive. They are monthly. The first Tuesday of the month, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern time. There'll be demo and Q&A. So we'll try to have, we'll have live demonstration as well as some presentation and then Q&A session at the end. But make sure you're logging those questions in the chat that you have. We also have question of the month. So if you would like to participate, please submit your question. You'll be able to submit it via QR code at the end. And we're also taking topic requests. So if you have any requests for any specific topics that you would like to see during any of these sessions, please let us know and we will get right on that. So just to jump in and introduce myself, and then my co-speaker will also introduce himself. So my name is Nakia Carter, and you can see my street cred on the slide, co-CEO of NTC Tech. Run in a bunch of different things like a Microsoft MVP. We're running another user group or another technical community. So under the Microsoft's Community Initiative. And I've been in the space for over 20 years. And then Harry Carter, my co-CEO, he's here. He's going to be the one that's actually going to walk us through the demo today. So we've kind of switched roles from the last time or the last few times. Still NTC Tech, over 10 years of experience, on the board for BCPA, on the board for Nancy Tech, which is our tech community, current member of BCPA, and member of some other Microsoft partner organizations. And then you can see history cred on this slide as well. We would love it if you have your cameras on during the presentation. It's not mandatory, but we like to see your face as we're going through the presentation, just to see if maybe, you know, your face is scrunching. Maybe we need to stop and explain a little bit more or slow down or things like that. But you don't have to have your camera on. Also, feel free to use the chat, especially when you have a question. As soon as you have that question, please put it in the chat window so you don't forget the question, and we will circle back around to it or get to it as we're going through the presentation. All right, have to give this cloud disclaimer every time because it is the cloud that we're working in. So any cloud technology, including Microsoft's cloud, is constantly being updated, and we don't always know, or most of the time we don't know when they're going to update the cloud or update any portion of the cloud. So please, you know, give us some grace if there's some inconsistencies between our slides and what's currently being seen in your portal, because your portal could also be behind. From what you see in the demo, you could have a slightly different variation from what you see as what we're demoing. And like we said, things can change. So it can be very difficult to keep up-to-date slides, as well as the video won't be up-to-date as well after a certain period of time. So please give some grace when it comes to any of those inconsistencies. Okay, so what are we going to get in today? The last time we went through creating creating a SharePoint list, That was a reimbursement list that an employee can submit, a form for getting reimbursed for, whatever expense that the company has. So we created that list. We put a Power App on top of it, and then we put some simple workflow on top of that. And they were very simple. I've since then updated the Power App, so it looks different than the last time, but it's still the same basic Power App. And we said that this time we would go into developing the Power App more and or developing more on the workflow. But as Harry and I got to discussing what we were going to do, how we were going to do this presentation, we realized that we needed to take a step back and teach you how to create the actual SharePoint site that the app would be in, how to customize the homepage, and then how to add that Power App onto the page. Oopsie, let me move that. Okay. So I'm going to go into a little bit about SharePoint again, and then we'll demo, Harry will demo all of what I said. So SharePoint is a web-based collaborative platform that integrates Microsoft Office as well as other different types of tools that you can use, like Microsoft Forms, OneDrive for Business, so forth and so on, get integrated into the platform that oh, actually, no, that's Microsoft Office 365. Excuse me, apologies, strike all that. SharePoint has a collaborative platform that integrates Microsoft Office, Word, PowerPoint, Excel, OneNote, and Visio, which isn't really part of Office, but kind of part of the Microsoft Office broader suite. So it allows you to use those applications inside of the platform. It allows organization of data, storing of data, and sharing of that information and data through creation of pages, libraries that hold files, lists that hold data, and other things can be put on top of it, like workflow from Power Automate or Power Apps, customizing the forms or creating whole apps. So we're going to talk about creating a site and then a page. So when you're creating a page and you want it to be effective for your users, you want to start with that clear purpose for what the SharePoint page is. What are you actually developing this site and this page for? Who is it for? Which department? Which group of folks? Keep them in mind as you're developing what you're about to develop. Then you want to utilize the modern web parts to enhance the layout and usability so it looks great, and this great coloring and all of that. Incorporate your branding elements for that great professional look and makes everybody feel it, one that makes everybody feel at home. Make sure that your site is mobile responsive so that it's accessible from your mobile device. So you may need to move elements around so that it looks good. Also, you want to be in that continuous improvement mindset. So, once you create the page, you create the site, you create the page, it's not one and done. It's one of those things that later things are going to change. There may be things that you realize that need to be added. People will give you feedback. You should be soliciting for that feedback to find out if there are other things that people need in order to make the page more effective going forward and continuously into the future. So you want to continuously look for feedback and ways to continuously improve. Now, the SharePoint homepage is critical for user engagement. It acts as the central hub where users can easily access important resources and tools tailored to their needs. Additionally, the homepage can be customized to reflect the unique requirements of the various teams, fostering collaboration and efficiency. The SharePoint homepage enables organizations to effectively display content such as news and announcements, ensuring that all team members stay informed. By showcasing critical documents, links prominently, teams can have quick access to essential information and use web parts for interactive content, and which can further improve their user experience. All right, so that is enough talking for me. It is time to jump into the demo. So Harry, you can go ahead and start sharing your screen, and then we'll get into slides and close out after the demo.
All right, Nikki, can you stop sharing?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much, Nikia. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
And you can see a big bullhorn on the screen.
Yes, I can see
All
that.
right, thank you. Thank you very much for that. Okay, SharePoint sites can be used for a lot of different reasons. It could be customizable to your needs. SharePoint site is not a monolithic site. It is a site that can be structured and created to your company's needs. There are a lot of different ways we've seen these SharePoint site created. Here's a few examples of what we've seen out in the field and ones that we've actually created for other clients. So that, as you see, it's not a one size fit all. It's completely customized to your needs, to what you have for your organization and how you run your organization. Today, we will start with how do you actually build a SharePoint site? And you start off, you can come to Office 365 and you come to these waffles here. Once you click on the waffles, you have access to SharePoint. Click on SharePoint, and if you have the permissions, you'll be able to come here and create a site. Once you click on create a site, you have two different types of site that can be created. You have team sites and you have communication sites. Team sites is placed for collaboration with your teams. So you want to do team sites for things like departments, different places where people are doing most of their work. You want to do a communication site because this is for a broad audience. This is for everyone in the organization to be able to come in and get the message that you're trying to relay to your company. So we're going to do a communication site today. Once you click on the communication site, you have different options of different templates you can use already created by Microsoft. You have the Brand Central, crisis management, you have HR resources, whatever you may need within your organization. You can check here and see if these can fit what you have. If you don't have in mind an exact idea on what you want. Now these, once you click on them, you still customize them after you create them. You could still change things around, or you could just use the design they have there and add in what you need for your organizations. But for today's demo, we're going to go from blank. So we're going to name this site dog training. So we're going to make this site based off a fictitious dog training company that I created in my head. We want it in English. And we are going to create the site. All right. So now we're on a blank page. So as you see, there's nothing here. You still have your global navigation, whereas you could any other sites that you want to go throughout the system, you can go through here if you have permission. Any news, any updated news or any news within the system, you be able to find your news here. Any recent files that you used or that you was in, you be able to find them here. They, as you see, they popped up these recent files I've been in. Any recent lists that you want to be in, that you've been in, can be showed up here that you can find. And then you could add on different other ones, areas that you want to be able to pull up later, sites, pages, notebook, things of that nature you want to add into the side. Up here, you have navigation up here as well. You have your home, document, pages, site content. You will have your logo, and the name of the company will be here. Now, as you want to start, you want to think about what are your company's colors? What colors represent your company? So we're gonna go up here to this gear, and we're going to go to change look. Okay, so in change look, what are the themes of your company? Is your company, colors orange and black? Is it, purple, green, whatever your company colors are, you can check here. And if it's not here, you also can use ShareGate to actually import the company's colors into it. Did I say that right? ShareGate? Was it ShareGate?
I'm not sure about
I
share.
mean, sorry, it's SharePoint Online Management PowerShell. Sorry about that. And you be able to add more colors in. But for today's demo, we're going to use dark blue. Don't like that. Too much blue. There we go. That's a better blue. Also in the change look, you could change your header. This is the area where so you either extend the header to be able to put the picture up top here. Change the color of the way the header looks up top. If you want it blank, if you want it blue. The add an image in if you would like to. So for this one, I will be adding images in. And we can move it around a little bit. Actually, I didn't save it. Sorry about that. We want to go blue. We're going to give an image. Okay. You also could change your logo here. So we want to change our logo. You can align which way you want it to be. If you want it to be there on the far left, in the middle, far right. For today's demo, we're going to go with it on the far left. And let's save it. You also have navigation. Now you have an option of either having your navigation on the side or cascading. Today I want to have the navigation to stay up top. I don't want it on the side. And then we have the footer. The footer will be at the very bottom of the page. And you can either have images or display name or your logo at the bottom. And I don't want to display the name at this time, so just let's save it at that. Now you have, as you see, the top is here. You have your logo in. You have the name of your company, home, documents, pages, things of that nature. Now, what we want to do is actually edit the page and give it the life that you're looking for. So we come over here to edit. So to build this out section, the way I like to do it is I like to go with the vertical section. This will give you is either have one column, two columns, three columns, or one column where one side is small, the other side is large, or vice versa. Or you can have one where it's like a Rolodex type effect. But today's I want to go with the vertical section. That way it gives me this column. This column will extend the entirety of the page. And at the same time, I will also still have this section. So let's start with this section. What's the first thing I want people to see when they come in? So you come here to this X here, and there's a drop down that give you a whole bunch of different icons, different tools that you can add in. So first thing I want to go with is what we call a hero. This is a hero. This hero can be set up with 5 tiles, or you could change it to 1 tile, 3 tiles, all the way up to 5 tiles. And it doesn't necessarily have to be this way. It could be set up where as though it's in layers, whereas though the hero is going down the page in layers. Now today we're going to do just the tiles, and we're going to go with just one. Now I'm just gonna put a fictitious, I'm put the site link in because I don't want this to go anywhere. I want it to be a still picture. So now let's add an image. And as you see here, these controls is what give you your sidebar here to be able to add in your image and different things within this hero. So let's add a background image. We want a custom image. You could change that image. Press change. Now you have an option of either getting images from a stock images, a web search, OneDrive site, or you could just download it. So I want to download it. You also have the option to either shrink the picture or make it larger, center it better. Okay, that looks good. And if we scroll down here, you have option to have a call to action, which we don't want at this time because we don't want that to do anything but be an image. If you wanted to add a call to action, you can learn more, add that action link if you wanted to add that. Right now, that's where we're gonna go. In the next section, we want to know on a daily basis, what time is it? You better add in world clock. So this company is in Maryland. Let's go with Maryland City, Maryland. It's 2:28 at the time. And we also might want to know what the weather is going to be like that day. Same place. And as you see, you have your weather and you have your time. Next thing we want to add is a new section. In this section, we might want to add things like quick links. Quick links allows you quick navigation around different areas. These quick links can be used for, different sites you want them to go to, or different areas that they can go to that everyone has access to. So let's just make a fictitious one so it show up. Just add a link. Now, once you do that, it allows you to add emojis or icons, or you can add custom images. I like to go with custom with icons. Let's see if they have a dog one in here. No, they do not. So let's cancel this and just add an image. And this could use to be add as many links as you need to be able to go to different areas of your organization of the message that you want to send out. Also in this section, we want to add, let's see, Let's go with a event calendar. We never know when dogs graduate, things of that nature. What days are they did they enroll? So let's go. Oh shoot, I'm getting all wrong. Capitalize that. Professional. And you may add different dates and times to this. Meantime, I want to also be able to add another section. Now, this section I'm going to have in threes. The reason why, because one, I'm going to have a news feed in one. This will allow you to be able to, spread news, updating news within the organization that you want to share with everyone in the organization. I also want to be able to communicate with other people within the organization based on ideas. So let's add where are you? Conversation. Okay. So on feed. All right. And this will allow you to be able to come in, start a conversation, and have the conversation right here on the home page where everyone can come in and speak about what their idea is, what we're having for lunch, what's the next event going to be, where are we going to house this next meeting, what do we want to do, just giving your ideas and giving feedback, which, help with collaboration, help with, retention and maintaining, fresh ideas from your organization, people within your organization. And the next one, I want to be able to put let me see. Hmm. So highlights. All right, let's just make this a two-part section where we have the news and then you can conversate on the news. Up here, I want to add in a countdown clock because as we know, as time go on, dogs are going to graduate. So we want to know when they graduate. You can add an image to the background. And let's say that they are graduating on the 22nd at 11 a.m. And this will count down to graduation. You have your own YouTube channels and videos, things that you add on a day-to-day basis. Let's see. Let's put one there. So at the same time, where you also be able to communicate that way. and be able to keep update on different videos that you have out that you want to communicate with. And let me see what else, what I want to do for this. Feed. Okay. And I also want to add in a Power App. Now, one thing that we did last time, we created a Power App. And we wanted that Power App to be able to be on this front page where as though they could be able to come in, do the expense reports, and communicate with that image to that app to be able to go right through for easy access and then go right through to their supervisors or those who need to know. So how do you add that app? First, you're going to need the app ID that you created, and you add that app ID here. And because we want to make this a little bigger, let's drag this. How about here? New section. Put you here. Grab my quick links and put my quick links here. So now my quick links will come down here. I have my app here. Also, if you want to move an entire section, you can grab that section and move it completely up here if it's not exactly where I want it. News conversation. Down here is the footer. Now, some people might want to have comments based on the site. So you can come in and comment on what you like about the site, what you don't like about the site. You can turn it on, turn it off. Most people leave it off, but you can turn it on if someone wants to collaborate or communicate to you how they like the site, whether they like it. Um, you can also add in buttons. Label. Let's go. I can spell right this morning. And let's put it in the middle. And save it. Why didn't that come up? Okay, so let's go with this section.
Hey, you forgot the link, I think.
Sometimes when you have a color scheme and you pull up buttons, you won't have to change the color scheme of the background so the label can show up or so the button can show up. So also make sure you do a organizational assessment on the colors that you use because sometimes colors can clash with words and you want to beat everything to be able to show up correctly. You can add dividers, put a divider in and make it look good. You can make it bigger. And then after you do all that, you save it. And this will give you just a quick insight of what your site can look like. It's a little messy. Um, change some things around a little bit. Let's pull this here. That looks better. Let's move this here. That looks better. Let's change this to 1. That looks much better. And then news. Let's change the back end so we can make it pop out a little bit. Uh, change these buttons to something bigger. There we go. And let's save it. Now, as you see, you have your top header. I can get a cleaner picture. It would be probably better if I put a cleaner picture in here. You have your time, your date, your time and date. You have your weather. You have quick links here, and as just said, these buttons can go all the way across on any type of links area which you want to be able to navigate to throughout this page. Some people use it for HR, for time off, for things like documentation that people would need on a day-to-day basis. That way they don't have to come to HR and say, well, how many days do I have off per year? That information is already in the system, already in the quick links. Or what are our policies? Um, Different policies that you may hold within the organization that everyone needs to know. Forms that everyone have access to. These were buttons that will allow you to go to that area. You can add in different apps that you, the organization, can use throughout your you have expense report. This could also be a time off request report. App. It can be a not just a request, a time off request, expense report. It could be inventory. It could be a lot of different things that you can use this for, or different apps you can build and just sync it right into your home page, into your, that way everyone could stay right here and do what they need and get all the information they need from here. News. Add news here as well. You can either add it from a link or you can come here and create the news. You can go off a template. Let's just call this test and save it. Go back to home. There you go. Somehow I didn't save it. Let's go with message, create, title, test, post, and send. All right, so let's refresh the page, see what happened. All right. Refresh the page. Wonder why that didn't show up. So let's do it one more time. News post. Recap. Give it something sweet. Hmm. Okay, so I'm having a presenter's demon chasing me right now. So let's just save this and close it. And I'll go back to the home page. Okay, so for some reason I'm having demo demons today. And the post is not showing up like I wanted to. Let's see if I could pull one from offline. Copy link, paste, print. All right. So, yep, I'm looking like I'm having update demons today. So,
I think you gotta put the title was
hmm,
required.
okay. And post it. There we go. The news just popped up. Now, if I have news about the dog's day, then it'll be right there. Um, so that is a basic, real quick outline of throwing together a fast homepage. Now, as I said before, it can be very detailed. I've had home pages that has document libraries. It has all types of different things that could be added to this. Matter of fact, while I'm here, let me just go ahead and add a document library just to show you.
Well, that was one of our questions. Was one of the well, what are they all the different types of web parts?
Okay. All right. So one of the web parts, we have Microsoft apps, Power Apps. Like I said before, any Power Apps that you create, you get that Power App ID. You be able to pull in that Power App onto this home page. Quick links, as we went through, are different connections that you allow quickly to go to links to be able to go to different areas that you want everyone to be able to have access to. You get images from stock images, web search images, or either upload different images. So if I wanted to add that image, quick image. This can be edited, brought down, made smaller, things of that nature. You can draw it in. Divider, just give you that little line in between that I showed you before. A text box, banners, different buttons. You might not want quick links. You might want just individual buttons with links behind them that you click on and take you to different areas. Call to actions. If you want someone to be able to click on something and do something afterwards, uh, come to this meeting, sign up for this. This could be your call to action added in. We went over what a hero was, image, image gallery. Image galleries tend to be used for, company photos, things of that nature. You want to be able to, have different company events that you go to that you want to capture that time and you want to put those images on this page to others can be able to see and, remembrance, help build, collaboration, build continuity between your employees, whereas those hold retention, things of that nature, because they feel part of everything. That pictures is there, that family is there, they express themselves there. You can just add individual links. You can add a spacer, where as though you can put the spacer in and you can make the space bigger or smaller. Stream, you can stream in different events that you already done. You can stream these events right here on this home page. YouTube, I've showed you the YouTube, document library, files and media. You be able to highlight different content that you want those to be, to pay attention to. You can have them highlighted in a different area. You have lists, list properties, page properties, recent documents that people has been in that you'll be able to come back to. Now, I believe these recent document comes to when you log in, it remembers that it's you and that those last documents that you use will be there, not someone else's. You can save those documents for later. You can even add more sites. We talked about conversations and we also have highlighted conversations. The countdown clock. You have an event calendar, but you also have a group calendar. This group calendar can connect to a group, and then that group have their different dates and times of which they have events coming up. The news, which allows you to communicate on a broad basis, and an org chart. Now, for those who don't know who's in the organization, who do I need to contact? I will need to find out about these things. You can add that org chart and it will give you from your system. It will tell you who the people are within your organization and their hierarchy and their LinkedIn and ability to connect with them if they have a LinkedIn. You add individual people, Microsoft Forms. You can add a Power BI dashboard, quick charts, site activities. A lot of us have Power BI dashboards. It actually give us a understanding on what is going on inside our system. If something is wrong with our system, it automatically pop up on that dashboard right here in your workspace. Bing Maps, we talk about that. Well, Bing Maps, you be able to add a Bing Map to be able to find out if you need to go to different areas. I need to go to a dog show. Is in a place I don't know. I could type that in. It will show me where it's at in Bing Maps. We all know what Bing Maps is. We've all had Bing Maps. Code snippets, you can have embedded codes. A lot of times you have embedded codes when you want to add things like Facebook, LinkedIn. You pull those embedded codes from those and then you be able to add them to the site. My feed, your PNP box. I've never actually used these PNP. These are something new to me, but they're here
Yeah,
as
those
well.
are, so you can pull in PNP is a coding language that people create different things like web parts. So there is a library of these PNP type web parts. So we pulled it in for another project where it gives you like the search and some other things like that search that's I can't read them. So
Search
one of them
filters.
box, one's a filter. Yeah.
You got a search box, search results, search vertical.
Yeah. So those are specific types of web parts that somebody else created, but they're in a blessed or Microsoft blessed like library on the web. And you can pull the code down, implement it, which is a whole nother session. Pull the code down,
Mm-hmm.
and then it shows up in your web parts.
Right. So with that said, that's all the parts that comes within your communication site. Other things can be added in and customized and added in through coding. I would not advise it because Microsoft coding changes over time. So a lot of people tend to go out and spend a lot of expensive money, a lot of money on expensive sites and add all this custom coding. But then once a new update comes, it may not actually line up with the code that you have there already with Microsoft coding. So
Yeah. And
best practice is to design based on what's here.
yeah. Or if you really, really, really have to get custom code, use a third-party tool that's a Microsoft product, a Microsoft partner product, like Live Tiles. That way, if something breaks, you have somebody to go to and be like, hey, this is broke. Can you fix it?
Right. And with that said, let's save this. And once you create it, publish it. If you don't publish it, only person will be able to see it is you. Everyone else will not be able to see it unless you publish it. And the permission, we went over permission structures last time. Make sure the permissions to this site is added in. You can add site permissions right here and give permission to those you want to be able to access to this, to have access to this. Now, if you want everyone in the organization to be here, you can add everyone in the organization. Or if you want it in a group, you can add just a group of people to this site page. But normally, since it's usually an open dialogue. This is a page for open dialogue. It's a page for communicating. It's a page for collaborating. Normally, everyone in the organization tend to have access to this landing page. And then from here, you go all over the place. So if you want to imagine this as an office building, this will be your front lobby. You would come in that front door, you would have your front lobby. To the left, you would have your countdown clock whenever you know they telling you need to hurry up and get your stuff done because this is going to be done by this date. Or do you have upcoming news? That's your news post board. Or you have where is HR? Where is employees benefits? Where did I put that? Did I actually delete that? Okay, I moved it over here. Where's HR? Where's employees benefits? Where are all these things within the organization? Did I accidentally delete the quick links?
I think you might have. Yeah, because I don't see it in
Okay.
there. I think you might have made a mistake and clicked on it instead of clicking on the other thing.
Okay, so let's add in quick links. Now just imagine if this was HR, this was engineering, this is information from
Human resource.
vacation, human resource. I say HR right there. I think, yeah. Engineering, you might have expense department. They have different departments, support, things of that nature. These will be in your quick links. These will allow you to be able to hit on those links and go to that page directly. Another thing I want to add in before I go, up here you have different pages. Within these different pages and things of that nature, a lot of people add about us. It's not up here anymore. Hmm, that's weird. Okay, so you have about us. You made discuss about what do your company represent? What are the policies you want your people to be able to follow? What is your what are the word I'm looking for?
Guidance.
Yes. What guidance do you need that you want to be able to present to your employees or people that's within your organization? You know, the message that you want to send. You can add that in up here as well. If this was also hub links, if you have other links to it, you will have something that looks like this. These are hub links. These are other sites connected to this site. This will allow you to navigate even further. And with that said, I'm going to hand it back over to you, Nakia. Thank you for listening to me. Have a good day.
Okay, so I'm going to start sharing my screen.
There we go. Okay.
And we'll go back to the presentation and close out. All right, so thanks, Harry. That was a lot of showing on how you can create the new site, how you can modify the page, and you can modify any pages of any sites that you already have. If you need a whole new site, you can create a whole new site, or you can modify the page of the site that you already have, or create new pages as well. So we're going to look at the best practice and future trends, and then we'll close out. To effectively implement SharePoint, organizations should follow best practices such as defining clear objectives, establishing governance policies, the policies like around how the site will be used, what it's supposed to look like, what colors, what kind of branding, things like that, and providing adequate training and resources. Emerging trends in SharePoint usage include increased usage of cloud-based solutions, integration with other tools and systems, and enhanced mobile capabilities. To create an effective SharePoint homepage, it is essential to maintain a simple and intuitive layout that users can easily navigate. Regularly updating the content ensures that it remains relevant and useful. Additionally, gathering feedback from the users can provide insights for continuous improvement, fostering a more effective platform. So again, this is kind of like pointing it out again, having those clear objectives, the governance policies, making sure that you have training and resources available for folks, and make sure you're continually monitoring and evaluating feedback, monitoring how the platform is working, evaluating any feedback that you have, and incorporating it in for improvement, as well as your own ideas. As we said before, SharePoint is a collaborative platform, and it integrates with tools and systems that are inside the platform as well as outside the platform. So like inside, like integrating with Microsoft Teams and Power Apps, as we showed. You can even add in Dynamics 365 or other pieces to enhance your collaboration and productivity. So emerging trends in the collaborative platform include an increased use of the cloud-based services, using those enhanced mobile capabilities, and integrating an artificial intelligence and machine learning technologies to help things along. So as we said, SharePoint is a versatile platform. It can help organizations streamline their collaboration and management across a wide range of industries. By leveraging its key features and capabilities, organizations can improve productivity, efficiency, and cost savings. By following best practices and staying up to date with emerging trends, organizations can stay ahead of the curve and maximize their value in SharePoint and get a higher return on investment. Speaking of return on investment, if you need help with your SharePoint and you have, like, say, for example, forms that are paper or Word or PDF, and you want to be able to extract the data easily, get it into a Power BI dashboard, have people interact with it easily, have a database of that information as opposed to a bunch of files that are kind of standalone and no real connections. We can help automate those things for you as well as put workflow behind them. So we have a promo for 50 forms for 50K, 15K. But if you have less forms, we also have some smaller promo packages that may be of help. 25 forms for 9,000 and 10 forms for 4,500. We also have the internet build out, where we build out a lot of this stuff for you, build out the sites for you, build out some apps, build out some forms, build out some workflow, make everything all nice and pretty with your branding. It's about a 50K value. We're doing that for about 10K. So if you have questions, please make sure that you submit those questions. Or if you have topics, you could also let us know through the QR code. I know there aren't any more questions, but if you have topics, you can submit those through this QR code. And we very much appreciate that you came and joined us again today. You can get the slides using the QR code that's on the slide. William, who is the overall host, may also hand out these slides as well. But you can get the slides from just scanning the QR code. Visit our website. You can also schedule a meeting with us or visit us on LinkedIn, sign up for our newsletter, and there's the QR code, the last QR code for giving us topics on what you want to talk about next. Okay, so thanks again so much, everyone. It was a pleasure having you, and we'll see you again next month. Happy New Year again.
Happy New Year. All right, stopping the recording.
Once I can find it.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
Oh, there it is.